Hey fam, it's me Clarissa here on Klarissicasays, where Clarissa says on that's how I feel. Guys, we are back with another video. Okay? And for those of you that have not heard, I am here to fill y'all in. Currently it's 12:13. I have been up. When I say 12:13, I mean 12:13 a.m. And I have been sitting here in my bed restless, thinking about how Brittney Griner is currently in jail in Russia, prison in Russia, for a 9-year sentence due to a weed pen. Okay, now of course there are more in-depth details on this case, but to think that somebody can be in jail, prison for 9 years in a foreign country, because Brittney Griner is actually a U.S. women's basketball WNBA star. Okay, she actually went overseas to get more funds. If you guys don't know, if you are into women basketball, they do make more money in the European countries or countries that are overseas. So most stars that make it big in the U.S. do go over and spend some time playing professionally in other countries across the world. So of course gain more notoriety and of course a bigger check, okay, which I don't blame them, right? So in her case, she did move over to Russia and she was playing in Russia. Apparently she has been getting weed pens allegedly from the U.S. and other locations around the world. We're going to say allegedly, maybe not just the U.S. It's just the stories we've been hearing. We don't really know for sure, okay? Which is why I'm saying allegedly, okay? And she was caught with a weed pen. And so because of the amount, I'm guessing, they went ahead and charged her for 9 years, and they're calling it smuggling, when in reality she just had weed pens, okay? Now, I want to say this very clear. When you are traveling across the world, the nations, countries, overseas, anywhere that's not within the places that you are currently a citizen signed and sealed for, you need to understand and take the laws of the land seriously. Okay? And I think that's the problem with what's happening with her today. So without us going further, I would like to go ahead and make sure I tell y'all to subscribe, like, and share. Leave your comments down below. Y'all, it's been a while since I posted a video, and this was definitely something I had to go ahead and touch upon because I'm really confused as to why she got 9 years. Now, I don't want y'all to be mistaken for what I'm saying to you. I'm just saying that there is a way about going about things, and if you're going to live somewhere, you need to understand where you are, because if you're not following those rules, you can have consequences, and that's what I think was happening with Brittney Griner right now, and it sucks. But however, she's a U.S. citizen. Where's the U.S. Embassy? Like, where is America right now? Like, where are we coming in to save her? Like, at this point, because for those of you guys don't know, maybe you have noticed, when you're in the limelight and you're a celebrity, when you get into trouble, they try to make you an example, especially if you're a celebrity that's technically not a citizen or technically just like within that area. They try to make you an example to like show the masses, like, don't mess with us, like, pay attention, listen, you know what I'm saying, like, nobody's untouchable. And it's like, yo, it was a weed pen, it was a couple of weed pens, like, yo, you can't be serious right now. Like, I can understand probation or a fine or like, what? I don't understand. And I do think this has to do with part of it, my personal opinion, but that's not here nor there. You guys leave your comments down below how you feel about that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and read a couple of articles. Let's get into some details on what's going in to the situation, and then at the very end we will go over, I guess, my final thoughts and opinions on how I feel about everything. Yeah, like I said, if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I do upliftment, motivation, trending topics, current events, hair, beauty, wealth, fitness, and anything else you could think of. This channel is called Klarissicasays, all because I literally say it all, and I'm glad that you are here to join us today. If this kind of topic does entertain you and you do find it interesting, please make sure you continue to come back to my channel, and then you go to my playlist. I have lots of videos like this on my channel for those of you that are interested in topics like this. This to me is something that's crazy, 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 crazy. Like, who would have thought? Okay, so let's go ahead and get into these articles, okay? So this article is from Yahoo Sports. Brittney Griner found guilty in Russian court, sentenced to 9 years in prison. The article was written by Jeff Eisenberg on Thursday, August 4, 2022 at 11:25 a.m. It was just read 6 minutes ago by the author of the article. And this is a picture right here of her walking, Brittney right there walking in the courtroom. That's crazy. That is crazy. Inside her metal courtroom cage, a solemn, stone-faced Brittney Griner learned how long she'll be locked away in Russian prison if the Biden administration can't broker a deal to secure her release, which they have to. It's not even a need. It's not even a desire. They have to figure something out. Like, I don't even care because she's an NBA star or WNBA star. If it's any American citizen that is in a situation, I would say the same thing. Like, that's just not fair. A Russian judge handed down a harsh 9-year sentence on Thursday, rejecting the WNBA star's emotional apology and plea for the leniency for the honest mistake of bringing less than a gram of cannabis oil into the country last February. Again, her personal. It's not like she was over there trying to deal and wheel. She just had a little bit of it, and it was found somehow, and she's now going to jail, in this case, for 9 years. It's crazy. My book, unnecessarily, way too much. Like, and I'm going to talk about this. That goes back to what I was saying earlier. Every country has certain rules and regulations. Y'all need to figure these things out before y'all go and understand them. But I'm going to get into the details of that at the end. So stick around, okay? Griner was found guilty of drug possession and drug smuggling with criminal intent. Wow, less than a gram. How is that possible? The judge fined her 1 million rubles. I hope I'm saying that right. The rubles or rubles, sorry, roughly $16,300 US, in addition to sentencing Griner to just shy of the maximum 10 years that she was eligible to receive. Wow. As the judge announced Griner's verdict in Russian, a translator relayed what was said to the WNBA star. Griner displayed little emotion besides an occasional shake of her head or a purse of her lips, but her supporters weren't nearly so silent. Standing outside the courthouse, Elizabeth Rude, deputy chief of mission at the U.S. Embassy in Moscow, called the ruling a miscarriage of justice, which it was. President Biden echoed that soon afterward, describing Griner's 9-year sentence as unacceptable. That's what I said. And pledging to work tirelessly and pursue every possible avenue to bring her home. Hopefully we can do something. I call on Russia to release her immediately so she can be with her wife, loved ones, friends, and teammates, Biden added. In a joint statement to reporters, Griner's attorneys, Maria Balagovolina and Alexander Boykov called her 9-year sentence absolutely unreasonable, which it is, and said they were certainly filing an appeal. They have to certainly file an appeal. Like, it's just, appeal should have been filed now. Days almost over. Where's the appeal? As legal professionals, we believe that the court should be fair to everyone, regardless of nationality. I think it has a little to do with this, and also to do with the fact that she's a U.S. citizen, and also to do with the fact that she's a woman. The attorney's statement read, "The court completely ignored all the evidence of the defense and, most importantly, the guilty plea. This contradicts the existing legal practice. The judge's ruling comes nearly 6 months after she flew into a Moscow airport and Russia's custom officials allegedly found .702 grams of cannabis oil in her luggage." Oh, she was in transit. That's less than the weight of a pen cap or a stick of gum. Yet prosecutors alleged it was enough to meet the significant amount threshold under Russian law and asked the judge to sentence Griner to 9.5 years in prison. Again, they're trying to make a mockery. They want to make an example. Okay, and her final statement to the judge at the end of closing arguments on Thursday, an emotional Griner apologized to her family, her teammates, and her Russian club for the embarrassment I brought them, because again, she was there playing with a different team in Russia, but she is a US WNBA player. "I never meant to hurt anybody," she said. "I never meant to put anybody in jeopardy, the Russian population in jeopardy. I never meant to break any laws here. I made an honest mistake, and I hope that in your ruling that it doesn't end my life here. I know that everybody keeps talking about political pawns and politics, but I hope that it's far from this courtroom. I want to say again that I had no intent of breaking Russia's law, and I had no intent. I did not conspire or plan to commit this crime." That Griner's words fell on deaf ears was no surprise. Experts have said for weeks that the real purpose of Griner's trial was to paint a veneer of legitimacy on the Kremlin's desire to hold her until it could extract concessions out of the U.S. for her return. Bribe. Basically, we're saying hold her until they bribe U.S. for something, because again, she's worth something. A guilty verdict and a long sentence were the outcome that gave Russia the most leverage on the Biden administration, facing mounting pressure to bring Griner home. "Look, the Russians are good at this stuff, unfortunately," said former State Department Foreign Services Officer David Salvo, the deputy director of the Alliance for Securing Democracy and an expert on Russian foreign policy. "It's just a really unfortunate scenario for Brittney. You have a heavily politicized case with lots of attention all over American society and lots of pressure on the Biden administration. The Russians are going to try to get every bit they can out of this. At the same time, Griner's trial has unfolded inside a cramped courtroom outside of Moscow. The question of her fate has also been discussed at the highest level of U.S.-Russian diplomacy." Last Friday, Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke with Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov to urge him to accept the U.S.'s substantial proposal to secure the release of Griner's and Paul Whelan, okay, another American who the government considers wrongfully detained. So it's not just her. So this basically continues to go into them trying to negotiate, how they negotiate, how they had character witnesses to come up and mitigate the situation, and they basically just did not listen. The team captain and team director from Griner's Russian basketball team also testified on behalf to describe her as an exemplary citizen, and they did not hear any of that. As attorney and Russian legal expert Jameson Firestone said earlier this week, they are going to give her a lot of time, then they are going to trade her. That's really what they're doing. They're using her as a pawn. But I want to go ahead and go to this article that says it basically is urging them to release Griner and Paul Whelan. So I didn't hear anything about Whelan, and so I wanted to go into some details regarding this since I did see this article. Blake and Lavrov have frank conversation about proposed Brittney Griner prison swap. Okay, so Secretary of State Attorney Blinken and Russia Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov spoke by phone on Friday about a U.S. proposal to secure the release of WNBA star Brittney Griner and fellow jailed American Paul Whelan. Okay, Blinken said he pressed the Kremlin to accept the offer during what he described as a frank and direct conversation. I urged Foreign Minister Rob to move forward with the proposal, Blinken said. I'm not going to characterize his response. I'm not going to give you an assessment of whether I think things are any more or less likely, but I think it was important he hear directly from me on that. President Biden reportedly has to sign off on a 2-for-1 prisoner exchange that would secure the release of Griner and Whelan. In return, the U.S. would relinquish notorious Russian arms trafficker Viktor Bout, who is serving a 25-year sentence in an Illinois prison for conspiring to kill Americans and sell weapons to terrorists. Wow. Wow. So they're really comparing their lives to this person. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. See, at the end, okay? Just bear with me, okay? Russian officials were also tight-lipped about whether any progress was made during the call between Blinken and Lavrov. In a statement chiding the U.S. for negotiating through the media before agreement has been reached, the Russian Foreign Ministry said Lavrov strongly suggested to Blinken that he return to quiet diplomacy. The conversation between Blinken and Lavrov was their first Russian invaded Ukraine, and the U.S. responded by imposing unprecedented economic sanctions. Relations between the two former Cold War adversaries, had been so icy that earlier this month, Blinken reportedly boycotted a group photo at a diplomatic summit in Bali because he didn't want to pose along Lavrov. So that's funny. He said, don't want no post pictures. Don't post a picture of me and this man next to each other. Nah, sit it down, period. On Friday, CNN reported possibly shed a light on why no deal has been struck for Griner and Whelan despite the U.S. offering about weeks ago. The New York reported that Russia had informally requested through back channels to add convicted murderer of Vadim Krassikov to propose swap. The U.S. apparently didn't take the counter offer too seriously, considering Krassikov is serving a life sentence in Germany after the murder of former Chechen fighter in Berlin. In a statement response to the CNN story, National Security Council spokesman Adrian Watson said the U.S. attempted to include Krassikov in the exchange was a bad faith attempt to avoid the deal on the table that Russia should take. Okay. So, y'all, I just wanted to give you guys some insight on that. And then I'm going to look at one more article from CBS just to see if there's anything that I missed on this charge case of Brittney Griner, okay? Just anything. U.S. basketball. Oh, first off, this is from the CBS News. This is an article that was written at 7:09, August 4th, 2022. And it does not say right now who was written by. However, it's from CBS. I will make sure I give credit to all the sources, okay? And I will have all links down below. U.S. basketball star Brittney Griner was convicted Thursday in Russia of drug possession and sentenced to 9 years in prison following a political charge trial that came amid soaring tensions between Moscow and Washington over Ukraine and could lead to a high-stakes prisoner exchange between the two world powers. It's happening. The 31-year Griner, a two-time U.S. Olympic champion and 8-time All-Star with the WNBA's Phoenix Mercury, listened with a blank expression as interpreters translated the verdict by Judge Anna Satnikova. The judge also fined 1 million rubles, about $16,000 fine. Okay, I've never meant to hurt anybody, to put any jeopardy the Russian population or violate any Russian laws. I made an honest mistake, and I hope that your ruling that it doesn't end my life here. Griner told the court earlier Thursday, apologizing to her family, teammates, and friends, and the Russian people. Yeah. Picture of Griner. I know everybody keeps talking about the political politics since I already read this in other story, but basically this is my second home. And all I wanted to do was just win championships and make them proud. Like I said in my earlier, she's been there and she's been there for some time. Going back and forth, she was traveling and she was stopped at the airport. So yeah, besides some of the names that I just mentioned above, we already went over most of the stuff. I just wanted to basically see if there's anything different. And basically it's the same thing. So yeah, they are going through a prison trade right now. I don't know how it's going to end, but I know that Brittney's going to get out. I think this is very horrible how they are using this as a pawn. I can go as far as to say as they might have already known that she might be traveling with this kind of stuff. I do feel like in situations like this, when we have certain countries, I do feel like with a higher value citizens, they do look for certain things and they do hold people accountable to be able to get what they want out of different countries, not just America, just countries in general. I feel like countries do this in general is what I'm trying to say. I do feel like, of course, she was Olympian. She won countless championships. She was in Russia winning championships. She's playing, like, she is something to be a prized possession. And I feel like, I have bananas, a little fruit flies are flying. Oh my gosh, and they're not even bad. Anyways, I do feel like they said, oh, we need these people. We need to get some of our people off of the soil. What can we do to get, this person out? Or what can we do to release some of our citizens and stuff like that? And I think they do. I think they really do think like this. Like when you think about ruling a country and having leaders in charge and generals in charge and people in charge of like the CIA, FBI, citizens, all that kind of stuff, when it comes down to the control of the airports and all that kind of stuff, I do feel like there's like a travel target list of people who travel frequently or who are higher stake that basically they use as pawns. And right now I feel like she's low-key being held hostage. Like low-key, high-key, she is low-key in the situation of being a hostage in this country over 0.05, I think I said, of weed oil. Like, this is drastic. Even a $16 fine is drastic. Okay? But at this point, give me the fine, baby. Give me the fine. I'll take the $16,000 fine. I'll figure it out. But 9 years of my life, I'm in my 30s. I'm in my golden age. Are you about to put me to jail for 0.70 something of a I can't. But let's elaborate, okay? If you haven't subscribed already, what you waiting for? Subscribe. You know you want more information like this. You know there's more topics like this coming. Just go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and share this to somebody who needs to hear this story because we need to understand this. We need to understand this. This kind of stuff just happened. This kind of stuff just happened. I do think it's worse but this kind of stuff just happened, okay? So, y'all, being an American citizen, this stuff just happened. So this is the main point. Russia has a strong laws against marijuana. Okay. Other places have strong laws against women wearing pants. Other places have strong laws about alcohol. At one point in time, America had a ban against alcohol. And it was a serious law, but they had speakeasies, all this other kind of things, and people still do what they did, but it was still against the law. You could go to jail and prison for drinking. And so the point that I'm making is all across the world there are different laws and different things that people do or can be held accountable for. Now, the difference is in most cases, like those lawyers were talking about, people do still get caught in Russia with weed pens, with weed oil, with marijuana. and they're not getting sentenced to 9 years unless they really are doing what it is that judge is saying, which is the intent to conspire, which just means take product from one place to the next and sell and distribute in a way. And so that's what they are saying that this girl was basically doing. And in reality, she was just traveling with less than a .7. How the hell? How is she going less than a gram? How is she going to distribute that? What is that going to do? Who? She can barely share that. I'm confused. So this is just a slap in the face to say I control what I want to control, and I'm just taking this woman and these people as a pawn to get what I want. Ooh, I can get something valuable to get out of a person that actually was doing some damage, some real bad stuff in America, and now America has to release a really bad guy to you, who might now come back and do bad things to America, conspire to do bad things to America, or do, hell, they may do bad things in your city, in your state in Russia, for all we know, and we trying to help y'all out, and y'all, like, what? I'm just saying, maybe not, okay, but maybe not, because apparently those who are doing that, they won't be trying to get him back. So apparently he is doing something that Russia perceives to be good and likes, but y'all, with what's going on with the whole hurricane situation, they need that man back in the battlefield, back helping. That's what they want. That's really what it is. And so, yeah, that man's serving a lifetime sentence. So he might be a high-profile guy for all we know, because I've never heard of this man before. So the point that I'm saying is, y'all, be safe. This was, I genuinely believe this was an honest mistake that this woman made. And now she's sitting in jail, being held like a pawn in a jail cell, unprecedentedly charged for something that is super, super, super unjustifiable, personally, in my opinion. And I just feel like it's really unfair. I really, 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 really pray and I manifest that we help her and the other guy, any other person, might be any prison or jail situation across the world, unprecedentedly or unjustifiably or just unfairly. And I hope that those people also get out. I hope that this situation does bring attention to every other person that's in all these other countries across the world. No matter if you're a U.S. citizen or Russian citizen, like people go to jail in other cities, in other counties, in other countries, in other nations, in the same kind of situation all the time. And so I really, 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 really hope, especially for United States citizens, because I am a U.S. citizen, but just in general, I hope that everybody that is in the same situation can get out of it, can have the resources and the help from their nation, their country to really get out of it, regardless if they're a WNBA player, regardless if they're a high society celebrity, regardless if they're well known or not. Like, I really do hope they can get the resources to get the help, because I hate to think of myself to be in a situation. I just would not know what to do. Like, I would not know what to do. You never say never. I was gonna say I never will go into a place like that. You know, you always never say never, because you never know what you might be put in situations you might be put into. You never know what might happen. Maybe a situation, but might be something like that, and or like it, and you know, you don't want to say, oh, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that. You don't know what you would do unless you're in that situation, unless you're put in a situation. So I just don't wish this upon anyone. And I hope that you guys be safe out there, be smart up there when you're traveling. I do feel like American citizens are targets when you are traveling. So be aware of that. Be aware that you are valuable. You know, each and every human on this earth is valuable. We are all a part of God. We are all, you know, a piece of the light in this world. And so understand that. And understand that we all have enemies, regardless if we know it or not. So stay prayed up. If you're traveling, stay knowledgeable regarding the way of that life of that area, and regarding what they find acceptable, what they do not find acceptable, and be mindful of it so that you can avoid situations like this. Now, if something not planning on you, that's something different, because that helps a lot. That happens a lot, you know. But you know, what can you do at that point? But just try to stay vigilant is what I'm saying, and stay safe. With that being said, y'all, that's all I got for this video. Hopefully it wasn't too long. Please let me know your opinions down below, and I'll see y'all in my next one. I am so disappointed with that this happened to this woman, and it happened to Wheeling. I'm so like, wow. Honestly, like, this is crazy, honey. This is crazy. But with that being said, y'all be safe out there. I will see y'all in the next video, and I love y'all. Have a wonderful evening. Peace, love, and blessings. Actually, y'all, good morning. I'm waiting for the updates. If I get any updates, hit your girl up. DM me on my Instagram, Klarissicasays. Email on my email, Klarissicasays@gmail.com. Leave it in the comments down below. Go on my community tab and leave a comment, response, something. Keep me posted. If I can't come out to y'all any quicker, at least you can get to me. And let's get out with the updates on the situations. Any new topics like this, also DM me on my Instagram. Hit me up on my email. Find me a community tab or comment down below anything that you find that is new. With that being said, I'm out, y'all. Be safe.